Hartikainen, now we continue with the home team Kataja Basket player Henri Permanto and head coach Petri Virtanen. First off, we start with the player Henri Permanto. Henri, first of all, comments from the game. What would you like to say about this game? You can answer in Finnish as well if you'd like to.
No kiva olla takaisin ensimmäiseksi ja toiseksi niin oli aikamoista kori-ilottelua, että puolustuspäätä pitäisi vielä saada paremmaksi, mutta voitto otetaan tästä. 27 syöttöä on myös huikea luku 3 menetyksellä.
And second question is, you came back after a while to the games. How are you feeling about the upcoming games and how are you feeling in general about the team?
No tosi hyvältä, että kivempaa se on aina pelata, kun olla tuolla verkkarit päällä. Ja tuntuu, että nyt ainakin tästä, että energiaa saa mukaan nyt seuraaviin matseihin, kun onnistuu hyvin. Ja seuraavaksi on rakas vastustaja Kouvat, niin kiva lähteä sinne.
No other questions from my house. We don't have any other questions from media. Thank you so much for...
Thank you.
And now we continue with the head coach of Kataja Basket, Petri Virtanen. Petri, first of all, what are your comments from the game? It was a really nice game today, high scoring game. What are your comments?
Oli varmasti ainakin viihdyttävä yleisölle, että iso korimääräinen ottelu, 107 pinnaa meille ja 90 pinnaa Kotkalle. Valmentajalle ei ihan niinkään viihdyttävä ottelu, etenkin se ensimmäinen puoliaika meiltä, niin se intensiteetti ja valppaus puolustuspäässä niin ei ollut lähdeskään sillä tasolla kuin mitä me oltiin niin kuin painotettu ja toivottu ja mikä meidän taktiikkana oli niin kuin tulla siihen, että se oli hyvin energiaton esitys puolustuksessa ensimmäisellä puoliajalla. Mikä meidät pelasti hieman siinä oli se viimeinen minuutti, missä saatiin 6 pinnaa revittyä takaisin eroon, mikä oli 12 pisteeseen revähtänyt ja pientä niin kuin itseluottamusboostia pukuhuoneeseen mentäessä. Ja samanlainen saatiin sitten 3. jakson loppuun, jossa saatiin muutama riisto ja muutama nopea 3 ja kotiyleisö syttymään. Ja sen jälkeen niin kuin oma luottamus myös siihen, että 4. jakso on sitten varmaan niin kuin meille helpompi joukkueena jo, kun ollaan niin kuin kurottu sieltä taakse ja saatu se iskostettua semmoinen niin kuin valppaus siihen puolustuspelaamiseen, mikä sitten lopulta niin kuin toi tämän voiton.
Thank you. And the second question is that we didn't allow so much, Kataja Basket didn't allow so much turnovers during the game. How do you comment on that? It was a really good turning point, but also in the end of third quarter, as you have said, it was a turning point for Kataja Basket as well. What do you comment on that? And do you think it will continue like this in the future? Turnovers less.
No totta kai tuo kolme menetystähän on niin kuin ihan poikkeuksellisen pieni määrä ja jokainen valmentaja varmasti ottaa sen mielellään vaikka koko kauden läpi mukaan. Ja meillä on ollut 2 aiemmassa pelissä niin kuin merkittäviä vaikeuksia nimenomaan menetystä kanssa, 18 ja 21 menetystä 2 aiempaa peliä ja puhuttiin siitä, mutta ja yritettiin jollain tavalla harjoituksessa keskittyä siihen, mutta ehkä se nyt kuitenkin näyttäytyi vielä niin kuin parempana kuin mitä osattiin toivoa niin kuin siinä suhteessa, että tuo määrä tosiaan on niin kuin hyvin poikkeuksellinen, 27 korjautunutta syöttöä 3 menetystä vaan, niin upeasti hyökkäyspäässä kyllä toteutettu ja pidetty pallosta huolta.
So thank you so much for your answers. We don't have any other questions from the media and I don't have any other questions. Thank you so much.
Kiitos.
And then we start with Elijah. Come here. Elijah, tough loss. Comments from the game first of all. How did the game end up for you guys and comments from the game for you?
We had a good first half. Started out with good intensity on the offensive end. Defensive end, we still could have picked it up a little bit. Coach told us in the locker room at halftime that we'll win this game, which we'll get defensive stops. And in the second half, that's where our intensity still kind of remained stagnant. It wasn't the offense, it was the defense. And I think that moving forward, that we'll continue to get better on both ends of the floor.
And the second question is, you guys had the game until the end of the third quarter, basically, but like, what was the difference for you guys to turn the game back What made the difference for you guys? What do you think was the difference?
Focus and intensity. In order to get back into the game today, we had to just do the little things, and some of the little things that weren't there that we were doing on defense. And then offensively, a little bit of execution. We always could be better at that. It's just always the little things when it comes to close games in basketball. And we'll go back to the drawing board this week and get it done.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Do we have any other questions from media? I don't think so. Thank you so much, Raja, and best of luck. Now we continue with the head coach, Darko Mihailovic. Darko, first of all, tough loss, but first, secondly, welcome back after a long time to you, Edson. Comments from the game, first of all. What are your comments?
After a long time, like my last season game was here. Last season. Every time like tough like to play here. Like congrats to Kataja like for the win. Like they were like the tougher team like in the second half. It's exactly like Elijah said. At halftime we said like okay, the one team that now like in the second half of us two like picks it up like defensively, that's like the team like that is going like to win. And Kataja managed to pick it up and we didn't. Like very simple. Like we were not aggressive enough like defensively. We were repeating like the same mistakes that we used like to make already like in other games. Our pick and roll defense was not like on point like or not through the whole game, not only like in the second half. We struggled like with that. And then it allowed them like a certain like flow and a certain like good like rhythm. What I think like they had like 3 of 11 like in the first half like from the 3-point line, 9 of 12 like in the second half, like different like story. And when you allow a good team like to get like certain like looks, then of course like they find like good rhythm and it's very hard like to take that one way.
All right. And second question is that when we look up to the stats, the turnovers are a big thing, as we can see from here. 10 turnovers overall from your team, and from Kataja 3 turnovers. What are your comments about that? What do you think?
So first of all, when talking about the turnover stats, like I mean, like 10 turnovers is not a lot in general, like for a basketball game. 10 turnovers on 21 assists is even like much lower, like if you compare like the assists to the turnovers. The problem is like on those 10 turnovers that we had 7 in 21 minutes. 7 in 21 minutes. We had like 3 turnovers up to the 19th minute like of the first half. Then we took like a timeout, they came out with the press, we knew the press will come. Still we turned the ball over like twice in that. I think it was even like, correct me, maybe 27 seconds like of the game like in that like period, and then we added like another 5 like in the next half. So and that's readiness to play. We know something is like coming, we are ready but not ready. We know it's coming, we know how to beat it, but we're not ready to beat it.
No questions from my half. We don't have any other questions from media. Thank you so much for